Alright, I am going to show you how to do one of these peace, love, and whatever designs in Inkscape. I'm going to show you how to make this and this, but I'm not going to show you how to make this because I drew this in Procreate. I do a lot of my full illustration designs in Procreate and then import them over to Inkscape when I'm done. And assemble them from there. I don't know why I have a duplicate, but alright, so this is image, and we're going to start with the heart, but we're going to start here. I always go to File, Document Properties, change this to inches under Page, and set this to 12 by 12 because that's the average cutting that size. If somebody's doing a vinyl or a print and cut, that's going to be the standard. Then you can adjust it to whatever size you need from there once you're done designing, but you always want to design larger than what you need because quality can go down, but it can't go up. Let's see. When you design it as an SVG, you can independently resize everything infinitely without losing any quality. But for example, let me go ahead and close this. For example, like the roller skate here, if I were to zoom in really close on this, like it is okay right now, but if I were to want to blow this up to say larger than 12 inches, because that's how I designed it to be 12 inches. If I wanted to make this roller skate larger than 12 inches, it's going to start showing pixelation around the edges, and it's not going to be smooth. So, this is how we're going to start. You're going to go to File, you're going to Import, and for me, I'm going to just import a roller skate, one of the ones that I've drawn. And up here, we're going to do the pink one. And hit OK. It's going to bring it in, and you're going to see that's my full-size skate. Now we're going to change this to inches. Make sure it's selected before. Inches, you're going to lock this aspect so it doesn't throw this out of skew. And I'm just going to drop this down to 6 inches. And bring it here, and then we're going to grab a corner, which is going to maintain the aspect. And I'm going to make it about the size that I got up here. So, that's good. Alright, to make this heart, it consists of 2 circles and a square. So these are your tools that you're going to use for everything. So we will start with the circle, and we will make a circle. Go up here, we will just select tool, inches. We will unlock this because we want to make sure this is even. It was, but you want to make sure. So we're going to make these circles 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches. So there's one. And we're going to hit Control and hit D, which is going to duplicate it. And now we've got 2 circles. Then we're going to come up here, and we're going to grab a square. And we're going to make a square, same way. Select tool, up here, make sure it's unselected. We're going to make this square 3 inches by 3 inches. Hit the square again, these will turn into handles, and you can rotate it. So from there, you're going to try to just get it as straight as you can, and move it up where the edges of the square touch the bottoms of the circles. Like right there and right there. We can fix this little divot later. Now what you're going to do, while the square is selected, you're going to go to Path, and you're going to do Object to Path, which is going to create this into an editable square. You're going to go to the Node tool, and you're going to see there's a little node on each corner. You're going to grab this node, and you're going to bring it down just so it falls within the hearts. I'm going to change this to a different color so you can see what we're doing. Now this image is done, so then we're going to go to these. Same thing, we're going to hold Shift, select both, or you can simply select both. And then you're going to go same thing, Path, Object to Path, but this time we're going to go Path and then Union. These just now became one piece. Now we're going to union this with this. You have to union things one at a time. You can't select them all and union if there's anything grouped. So we would Shift, hold, while this is selected and select the square. Now we've got everything selected. Now we'll go to Path and we'll union that, and it'll all become one color because now it's all one unit. Now we can go to the Node tool. This is all one editable item. We're going to remove this one, and we're going to remove this one. All you do to do that is select it and hit delete on your keyboard. Now this one we're going to convert to a curve, this one to a smooth curve. I'm also going to do the same with these top two so they keep their curve. Now from there, click off of it, then click back on it, and you can start to manipulate this to create this shape. So now as I drag this in, if you didn't convert the curve, this would start to bend and it wouldn't be a nice smooth line. So here, I'm going to come down, then we can actually select all three of these, bring that whole side down, just like that. That's how we're going to leave that. So from there, we're going to make a duplicate of that. Again, Control D. Now we have two hearts. This one, what we're going to do is we're going to turn on this outline and turn off the inside. So to turn on the outline, you're going to hold Shift and pick the color that you want the outline to be. And then let go of Shift, hit X, that'll remove your color. So when Shift is held, you're controlling the stroke. When Shift is not held, you're controlling the fill. You can do that over here too, in the stroke and fill panel with the fill and stroke. There's turning it on, turning it off, turning that on, turning that off. You can adjust the thickness here. And we're just going to drop this down to, I think the other one we did 6 inches. To 6 inches. Or I mean 6 pixels. Now we're going to do the same over here. We're going to leave this fill, but we're going to turn on the stroke right there. And we're going to make this the same. I'm going to adjust that down to 6. Now we have matching stroke. So what we're going to do with this now is we're going to place this on top. We're going to turn on the Node tool. And we're going to select these. And we're going to pull that out, just like that. And then we're going to select these two. We're going to pull that down. I'm going to grab this handle and pull that out. And we're going to do the same thing. Select that, hit curve. It'll kind of straighten it out. Click off of it, and you'll be able to kind of manipulate, change that one to a curve again. And you'll be able to move this around wherever you want it. So like up there. You can take this bottom handle and pull this side out. I'm going to readjust this one, just so you can get that side to show fully. Now back to this one. There we go. Now we've got that general shape that's right there, right here. So now you can select the whole thing, go to select, and you can kind of, oops, I didn't select the whole thing. Whole thing, you'll see both pieces. And you can kind of resize it and manipulate it down to however you want. And there's our heart. Then to get this, there's a few different ways this can be done. The easiest, like I said, is to draw the outer shape and then add the fill, because you're going to get a nice uniform image. So with that, there's a few ways you could go about this. You could do it with shapes, or you can actually do an outline. We're going to do it with shapes. So we're going to start with the circle tool, and for example, I'm going to show you right over this. Just make a circle. Kind of get it where you want it. Now turn the fill off, the stroke off, so Shift X, but turn the fill on. That way we can see the shape. And what you want to do from here is you want to go Path, Object to Path. Now this is an editable circle. Now we're going to take this circle, I'm going to zoom in. You can use the plus and minus buttons on the keyboard. And now you can actually, we're going to add a couple nodes in. So I'm going to select all three of these top ones, and I'm going to go to the Add node, and it's going to add a node in between each of the ones I selected. So now I've got points that I can manipulate where I want them using these handles. I can kind of tell it where I want everything to be. And you kind of want to leave these nodes where there's a point. So like that one there. We can bring this one up further because we can adjust that curve there. And then we can bring this curve up there. And this one up here. And then from here, we're going to select those two. We're going to add another node right in here. And I'm going to bring this node here. We're going to turn this node into a straight node. That way it gives us the ability to grab this and just bend this where we want it. If it's moving more than one, click off of it, come back to it. It just means you've got more than one selected. So we've got that shape. Now I'm going to add these. So these I would do a circle right here. Same thing. Path, Object to Path, Node tool. And we would move this right here where we want it. Use this one, adjust the width right there. This one, handle there. We're just going to do a curve here on these just so we can get the angle right again. Delete that one. And I'm just going to use this to control this whole edge here. I'm going to do the other finger a different way to show you a little more precise way to do it. And we're going to add a node here to bring this out. So we'll select this one, hold Shift, and select this one. Hit Add Node. Let me see, it added a node. Click off of it, click back on to grab the node, and let's put that node where we want it. Now from there, we're going to click on this. We're going to Shift and hold. We're going to click on this. You go Path. We're going to go Union. Now that is all one piece. Now I'm going to show you a different way to do this one using this node tool, the Bezier curve tool. So from there, let's simply start a line here, go here, across, down, back here, creating a solid. Turn that red. Again, turn the shift up, or turn the stroke off. Shift X. Now we've got this. We would turn that object to path. Nodes tool. Hit both of those. Make them a curve. Bring that up. And then just tweak these where you want them. We're going to use this Bezier tool when we do the inner fill. So we're going to go here, select, Shift, select, path, union. Now we have that shape right there. So that, we're going to put this here. Now we're going to do these fills. Now, I'm just doing it right off of this one, so you can kind of see, but I would just come in and boom, boom, or right there. Just one shape, same thing. Select, turn color on, turn fill off, Shift X. Node tool, select those, make it a curve. Select those, make it a curve. And then take that, bring it down there, that one up there. Shape these however you want them. Right there. And then I would simply just Control duplicate and bring this next one over here, go back into the nodes, and I would tweak that to work for my other shape. Anytime you can duplicate anything, it saves time and have to redo anything. Right, there's that one. I'm not doing this perfect because I'm just rushing through. Alright, these are two separate pieces, so what we can now do with both of these is we can hit Control or Shift, select both, we can go Path, Union. We now have this. It is two separate pieces. To do this piece, same thing. Go from a corner to a corner to a corner. Now this is less of a sharp point, so I'm going to come in here and I'm going to put two nodes. Two nodes. Then across. Here, across. And I'm just going to come straight across. Just like that. And I'm going to turn the fill red. Shift X to turn off the stroke. Then back up here. Now I'm going to take that line and I'm going to start bringing that where I want it. Oops. That's right, we're doing the fill-in shape. I'll bring that right there. This one here. Alright, I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see what happens here. So, being this is a point, I'm going to actually select this node, Shift, select this node, and I'm going to hit to add a node. Click off of it, click back to the node, I'm going to put that there. While I still have this node selected, I'm going to select this straight tool. I'm going to bring that node in, click off of it, back. Now I'm going to control my angle here and my angle there. And then I'm going to create a little bit of a curve here. And there. Same here. Both of those. A little bit of a curve. Bring that back up. Bring that back up so it's not such a straight square edge here. And just tweak that a little bit into the shape. Right, just like that. Now we can, while that's selected, go back to the select tool, Shift, hold onto this, go up, Path, Union. Now this is all joined. And I can actually come here and tweak little more. Like I said, it won't be perfect, but you'll get the idea. Click off. And that one there. Okay. And then we're just left with these. These are very easy. Corner, corner, here, across, down. We got a block. Same thing over here. Go ahead and just knock out both. Across, and a block. And then select tool, turn the red on, hold shift, stroke off. Same thing on this one. I'm going to click right on it. Red on, shift, X, stroke off. Alright, node tool. We're going to select both of those, make a curve. We're going to grab the middle, pull it up, pull a line in, pull the line in, and slightly curve the bottom. Same over here. I'm going to select those, grab the top, curve up, and in, and grab the bottom, curve it up, and same thing, select, shift, select, path, union, shift, grab the other part, path, union. Now you have this piece, and you have this piece. So this becomes your outline. Turn this black. This becomes the fill right there. So now if we want to make this glitter or whatever texture, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to grab this dropper tool here for a minute. And let me tweak this a little bit. Now that it's here, you can actually turn on the nodes and you can tweak all of this. So all of this is editable. There we go. And we would import whatever texture or color overlay that we want. And for me, I have all my overlays in a file together. And we will go with, let's find a good glitter. Alright, and there's one of my glitters. What I will do with this is I will drop this to the bottom, and then I'm going to size this, bring it in as close to my item as possible, so that I get as much of the details and texture and pattern as possible. Okay, now we're going to bring that back to the top, and what you're going to do is you're going to hold alternate, and you're going to click, and that's going to select the hand. Oops. Try to show you here. So with that, I'm going to use the arrow key so I can show you. See, it selected the hand. So you can see the little selection. Hold shift, click on the glitter. Now you have both selected, and with that you're going to right click and you're going to hit set mask. Now that inlays that glitter into the color that you had there. Now from there I can kind of adjust my fill. Let's see, I should be able to like a lighter glitter. It's going darker. let me see if I did this upside down. Depending on how you clip it, your results will be different. Let me see what happens when I actually put it on top. Mask. Yeah, release. So it goes underneath. Let me go with a silver glitter instead. Control Z. Get rid of that glitter file. Let's import. I'm going to take my silver glitter. Same thing. I'm just going to do it from the top here because I can kind of tell where edges are. You want to make sure it fully covers. Alright, select all, and you're going to see set mask. There's the glitter in there. If I duplicate that, it'll darken up. Now, I duplicated, I'm just going to select both of those and hit Control G. That groups these together. Now, I got a nice glittery hand there. And now, oops, we want a pink. Wasn't thinking. So Control Z, back over here. Control U, ungroups. So we will delete one of those. We're going to release this clip. Do I still have something grouped? Release mask. Pull that off. Let's go over here. We're just going to use the dropper tool. We're going to pull this color from the skate, the pink. I'm going to select the item first. Dropper tool, grab the pink, and now the hand is the pink. Alright, now let's align this back up on top of here. Again, select all, right click, set mask. Now we got a pink. Control D duplicates it, darkens it up. Here, select all, group. Now we can bring that onto here. Now we got a hand. It's glittery and matches the skate. Now for this, I'm going to put a pattern in here. So I'm going to file, import. I'm going to go up, and then I have all my woods. And we're going to go with this, because this resembles a skating rink floor. And bring this in. And click it one more time, because I would like to rotate it. You can also use these. They're a lot easier, but that flips it. Click on the select tool, and again, bring this down into the size that you want it to cover. About there. But I'm going to make it bigger so that you can really see that it's the wood. Okay, now with this, same thing. We want that red heart and the piece of wood. So what I'm going to do to make this easier is I'm going to grab this right here, the line, and I'm going to pull this off out of the way. So we've just got the heart and the piece of wood. Now, from there, select all, right click, set mask. Oh, nope, never mind. Control Z undoes. For this is different. This is an actual, this is a clip, not a mask. So with this, the image goes underneath. We select all, right click, set clip. Now the wood takes on the shape of that. But what we want to do first, so that we still have our outline, is Control Z. We want to make a duplicate of this heart. Pull that off the side. And then we're going to turn off the fill on that heart, just leaving the outline. We go back over here, select all, and we're going to set that clip. Now we've got our wood. Now we can take this piece, We can put it back on top. Get this piece. We can align that back on top. Now select all of them. Control G groups it, and now it's all one image. So with that, Control Z. I love Control Z. With that, we can do a duplicate of that. Control D, duplicate, and this will become our hearts for the phrase. So we will shrink those down. We'll make 2 of those. And they'll go somewhere right in there. And now we're going to make our words. I'm just going to move all of this up a little bit so we're within the canvas. So from there, you're going to go to the text. I'm going to type, and I'm going to write peace. And then you would go here to the text, and you would hit the text and font editor, and that will open that up over here. So make sure it's selected. Go to the text box, you can see what's going to be affected. Go to font, and then choose the font that you want to use. Mine likes to jump off of it. Let me just save this real quick. Do that a lot, save, because you'll run into problems where it will close and you'll lose everything you just did. So from there, let's see, I don't like that one. That one's kind of decent. You want something nice and legible. I like this one. Alright, so we'll apply, and then we're going to hit the select, and then we're going to resize this. And we've got peace. Now what I'd like to do to this is I'd like to add a stroke to this the same color as the scape. So I would go to that fill in stroke, and I would turn the stroke on and use this dropper tool, and I would pick the pink from the scape. Go to stroke style, and I would drop that down just a little bit. And then I'm going to show you, click here, zoom in. You can see how there's like bits and pieces. This is unwelded. So from there, what you would do, first I'm going to duplicate this and drag it over, because once you do this, it can't be undone. Select all, path, union. That unions it. This is a wonky font, so the way I would do this is Control Z. I would do it with the stroke off. That's why there's actual little brush strokes in it. Yeah, I don't like that font. Let's use a different one. I didn't realize it had the distressing in it. You can make this smaller so you can kind of see better here. Something nice. I like magnolia. We use magnolia. It's a nice solid. Let me see what that one does when we just turn on the stroke. Stroke on, stroke down. We just want just a little accent. Now let me see what happens when we union that one. That one's a little better, but you can still see the break lines here and there. So what I would do, and what I actually prefer, is to select, stroke off, make a duplicate of this. Move this one out, and then I turn this one here. I don't know why it's not letting me select the other one. What the heck? had to hit alternate and select it for some weird reason. Alright, so I'm going to turn the stroke on this one that's here. And we're going to make that one to match the skate. Stroke on, same thing, but we're going to bump the stroke up more on this one because it's going to show underneath. So then we're going to take this one and layer it right on top. Let's make this one still bigger. Hold alternate and hit it if it won't let you select. Go a little heavier. Right there. Alright, make note of what this stroke thickness is. That is 4.083, so we're just going to set it to 4 so it's easy to remember. Okay, so we got that right there. So there's the piece. We're going to click on that. We're going to duplicate it. Come over here, and now that we have that, we just hit text, love, apply. Same thing, duplicate it, bring this one off, select this one. That one didn't give me any problems selecting it. I'm going to turn the stroke on, make sure the stroke is set at 4. And make the fill the same. That way it's just a nice solid. And same way, this goes right on top. So we can take that, duplicate it. I'm going to select all of that, group it, select all of this, group it. And that way these now are independent and they move together. And then we're going to do this one to say Derby. Apply. And this one I'm going to do something a little different because we got this skate right here. So duplicate that, Control D, move that off. Let's change this to be this color. And then let's go to the stroke and turn the stroke on. Stroke style 4. Now we're going to duplicate that and pull this one off. Now I'm going to turn this one white and the stroke as well. Now we got all white, but I'm going to bump this stroke up to about 6 or 7. Let me see if that works. A little bit more. Let's go 10. Alright, now we'll lay this right on top. And we'll take the black and we'll bring that to the top. Zoom in. Get it lined up right where you want it. Now with the white, what I've done is kind of knock out. I can hold alternate, alternate. I've kind of knocked out around the skate so that the lettering can cut right into it. And that looks good. Move the black up just a teeny. Alright. Now select that whole thing, group. So now no matter where I put that, those words will cut out of whatever's behind it. Now it's just a matter of lining everything up as I want. So I can bring these letters larger and everything moves together. And there. Like that. Zoom out. And now that is a complete design. right there. Select the whole thing, you can group it. And right now my design is sized, let me see, let's move it over here where we can kind of zoom into it and see it. Right now my design, if I change this to inches, is 11.56 wide by 6.652 high. So my average size that I use on a shirt is 8.5 to 9 inches wide on anything from a small to a large. Extra large I might go about 9.5, and then I keep going up the bigger the shirt gets. So I would lock this and let's just say 9 inch. Make that 9 inches wide. Now I've got a design that is 9 inches wide by 5 and just under a quarter. Actually like 5 1/8 tall. If you want that taller, you just break it apart, bring your letters down lower to give it a little more spacing. So then from there, you would go here, File, Export PNG image. It's going to open up an export panel over here. You're going to make sure this is on selection so that whatever is selected is what it's going to export. You're going to make sure that your DPI is set at 300 minimum, but 300 is good. You're going to hit Export As. And then for that, we're going to go into the desktop and we're going to call it Peace, Love, and Roller Derby because I also have one for Demolition Derby. And we're just going to do pink. And this is a PNG, so you're going to do .png. And you're going to make sure that this says Save as Type PNG. Save. Remember to come back over here and hit Export. I can't count how many times I've forgot to actually hit Export, and then I go to look for my file and it's not there. It's because I never exported it. So now this file will be here, desktop. There's the finished design. So I can open that in my Windows viewer. There's exactly what I just designed. Transparent background, ready to print. So then just always make sure that you save a copy of the SVG. So file, just save. Name it the same thing that you named your PNG or whatever. And now you can always come back to this and you can edit. Once it's a PNG, you can't edit that. But as long as it's the SVG and everything's still editable and on layers, you'll be fine to change anything you want at a later time. Hopefully that helps. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Good luck and share your results.